The NFL season has officially begun today.
We
the
made
Lions don't start.
We made it.
We did. We made it officially. The Lions don't start to the end of the month, about a week and a half or so, but football season is here. Anthony, just quick synopsis of the Detroit Lions 2024-2025 season. I believe, and I've said before, that you've got to make it to the Super Bowl. Otherwise, this season is a waste. That's how much the expectation is here in Detroit. I'm not saying to win the Super Bowl.
You might as well win it.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to say it's a waste if you don't win it. But I do believe they are the best team in the NFC. And I think you only get to be that every so often.
Correct.
You've got to take advantage when it happens. I think they've got to get to the Super Bowl, or I don't say bust, but bust. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're in that window, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this 100 times, obviously not with the Lions, but everybody else, right? You have a 3 or 4 year window where your quality, you got people under control, contract-wise. Listen, we just paid Goff, we just paid St. Brown, we just paid Sewell. We have probably the best tandem in running backs in the league.
Yeah.
We're top 2, right? This is it. We improved our defense tremendously, I believe. I think DJ Reader's a great ad. The cornerbacks, obviously, we have a couple rookies that we're going to throw out there and see what happens. But this is our year. We were right there. We should have been there in the first place last year. We have to come strong this year.
And you look at San Francisco, right? I mean, San Francisco's a team that, I don't know, of course, you make it to 2 Super Bowls and 4 NFC championships and all that stuff. Who wouldn't want that? But they've got a goose egg. Do you want to be San Francisco? Go out, go win the thing this year. Start that way. San Francisco, although many people believe it's their NFC championship game to lose this year and their conference to win.
Super Bowl is at their home.
I think they've got some cracks in the armor there.
Yeah.
And again, today,
Brandon
Ayuk has requested a trade officially from the 49ers.
And that's going on and back and forth. It's been a big soap opera.
Yeah.
I doubt they'll trade him. I think they'll sign him. Where's he want to go? He did talk about going to Washington. I ain't leaving San Francisco if I'm him. And I don't think they'll let him go. And I know Braylon and you think they got a lot of holes, but I'd rather be, if I was a 49ers fan, I'd be so ecstatic to be a 49ers fan, even if I lost those 2 Super Bowls. This ain't the Buffalo Bills 0-4. This ain't the Vikings 0-4. This is a quality team that is, I think, right back where they're going to be. It all goes on Brock Purdy, right? Brock Purdy, if he just hangs like he is, they're going to be right back there. I think it should be the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Lions. Those 3 photo finish to go see who goes to the Super Bowl.
I think the Eagles are the team to beat, not San Francisco. I think San Francisco had its window.
Yep.
This is 3 times, right? They had 2 Super Bowl appearances. There was an NFC Championship game. Obviously, they ran
without a quarterback.
They literally ran out of
Right.
quarterbacks, right? But the Eagles, I mean, on paper, the Eagles should have been great last year too, right? So obviously, paper doesn't mean a lot, right? It means, yeah, you should be good. They totally lost their minds last year and just, ruined the end of their season for them. The Lions just got to play tough. They're going to score points, right? We're going to score points. We got to just keep other teams under control. I think we have a great opportunity to do that.
The Eagles are an interesting team to me too, because I just don't know how they're going to look with Jason Kelce not there. I mean, he is the guy that makes that engine go offensively. And I know, Jalen Hurts, and they got Saquon Barkley, and they've got A.J. Brown. I mean, they paid him a ton of money.
Yeah.
Saquon's going to really help them.
I agree too, but, Jason Kelce was the backbone of that offense. Brandon Graham, although a little bit long in the tooth, was the backbone of that defense.
Yeah.
Both those guys. And now you have Nick Sirianni, who I am not a Nick Sirianni fan. I'm curious to see how that looks.
I think BG's still there.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got another year.
Brandon's still there.
Yeah,
but
he's still there.
Not in his last leg, I don't think.
Oh,
But
he'll be
Just getting
fine.
there.
Okay.
Listen, yeah.
I thought he was done.
No.
Either way, you look at you're dismissing the Ayuk situation in San Francisco. I think this is a big deal.
Well,
Yeah.
Ayuk was the guy. He had the great year last year. Why did he have a great year? Yes, he's a good receiver.
Debo was
Debo was hurt,
Right.
right? When Debo went down, they were awful,
Yep.
right? Debo gets hurt literally every year.
Yeah.
So it's one of those situations where Ayuk needs to be that guy. They didn't bring anybody else in. that I know of.
They
So
drafted
Ricky
though.
Pearsall,
Yeah, they
yeah.
drafted
okay,
him.
His
yeah.
replacement.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Lions are deep. They have all the talent they need to get to. I think I love what Dan Campbell. I would play for Dan Campbell.
Who would
Like,
Rated the #1 most liked coach in the NFL,
Yeah.
by the way, recently.
That's what you
Yeah.
got to have. You got to have someone you want to run through a brick wall for, right? He's that guy. They were this close. He's going to push and push and push. And I think these guys can taste it, right? They can get there.
Hell yeah.
And that's going to be the key for us, right? There's going to be, I think Philadelphia is more talented than we are on paper. But I think we have a lot of heart. We have the best O-line. And as long as we stay healthy or healthy-ish, because everyone's going to get hurt at some point, we're going to be in a good
Does
spot.
TJ like him?
TJ loves the Lions. We talked about this morning.
Yeah.
He loves the Lions, loves where we're at, loves what Campbell's doing. And I think the Lions are at that point where we'll see where we're at midway through. If they have to make a move at the trade deadline, this is the year to do that.
You look at some of them, and I don't blame these guys. If I was a San Francisco 49ers fan, I would not blame Brandon. I would not put the blame on Brandon Ayuk. I mean, Justin Jefferson, $35 million, AJ Brown, $32 million, Amon-Ra, $30 million, Tyreek Hill, $30 million. I mean, he wants to go to a place where he's the #1 guy, where he's going to get that kind of money. Yeah. I don't blame the player at all. I mean, these organizations will chew you up, use you till they can't use you anymore, and spit you out. And when you are a player and you believe that you could be or are as good, if not better, than some of these other guys. Cooper Kupp, $26 million. Devontae Adams, $28 million. Jalen Waddle, $28 million. Nico Collins is getting paid $24 million from the Houston Texans. Yeah. You want yours. I don't blame the guy.
I don't either. I wish he was on this team. I wish he was on the Lions.
He's a number 3 option for them too, right?
Right.
Debo, Kittle, and maybe even
maybe
four.
Maybe
McCaffrey might get more receptions, right?
Yeah.
So it's a time for him. He knows he needs to blow up this year and make his money, right? I get it.
Do you see Nick Wright on Fox Sports 1 today was
What did he
talking
say
about
this time?
this? And he said, he's like, I don't think they would trade him there, but the perfect spot for Brandon Ayuk would probably be Detroit.
Yeah.
And,
He'd be great here.
Man,
He'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
See, I don't think he would want to come here because you'd basically just be trading one opportunity where you're like the 3rd or 4th or 5th option for another place where you're the 3rd or 4th or 5th option.
There's a lot of talent here.
Behind Amon-Ra, Laporta, and Gibbs.
Hopefully J-Mo steps up.
J-Mo's got to be the guy.
Yeah.
He's got to stretch the field. That might be the key for us. If we can stretch the field, then we have a lot more space for Laporta and for Amon-Ra and for the running back Gibbs to go out there and make plays, right? If J-Mo's not that guy for us, then we have no third receiver.
Right.
That's legit. And we're not stretching the field. And that was our problem against the 49ers, right? We're always 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and they know we can't go anywhere else. It's got to go right in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm
where we're
watching
at.
I'm watching Receiver on Netflix.
Great show.
It is great. And one of the parts about this, and I hope I'm not giving it away, but whatever. So it's the Tampa Bay game, and Amon-Ra goes down, catches a ball for first down. First of all, he's got like an oblique torn off the bone.
Yep.
So he's got two
bad toe.
Two plates in his shoes to protect his toes.
Yep.
So he catches the ball for a first down and goes down immediately. He was already over the sticks. He was already over the sticks, goes down because there's like 3 Tampa Bay Bucks ready to converge on him. And Antoine Randall is like, what are you doing going down like that? He's like, I'm not taking any unnecessary hits.
Right.
I'm not taking unnecessary hits.
Good for him.
And then he watches the replay of the tablet with J-Mo, and J-Mo's like, oh, no. It was the coolest thing I had seen from J-Mo was like kind of ribbing him a little bit. Man, you can't. So that stuff embraces me to J-Mo, man. I want him to be so good.
Me too.
I feel like
He can light up
he's
a room,
right
man.
there.
He can light up a room.
I feel like he's there's only like 2 or 3 guys in the league that can do what he does. Right?
Yeah.
He is literally, besides Tyreek Hill, probably the next fastest guy in the NFL, right? If you saw glimpses, right? His 45-yard run, the Tampa Bay game where he came out and made that catch, but it can't be for 1 or 2 catches a game.
Right.
You got to be a receiver, not just a bomb threat, right? And that's where he needs to really develop his game. You're going to get hit. You're going to get lit up we got to run a slant once in a while, right? Go across the middle, see what happens. But that keeps them honest. Then you go
It's
deep.
such a great thing you just said too, because I'll even, go back to what you said about some of those guys in AA, right? Those guys can throw 100 miles an hour, but they don't got it here.
Yeah.
Jamison Williams can do it. He can run right by you and catch 100 balls in college, but can he be a receiver in the NFL? There's a big difference between catching passes and being a receiver. Can he make that transition? It's how the good ones go, right? I mean, you're able to make that transition in college. In AA, you might be better than everybody. You might be better than everybody you face, but if you can't train your mind to be next level.
When the stars are their brightest, we call those guys the 5 o'clock hitters, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can drop bombs at 5 p.m. When it comes to the game, you start throwing a little curveball in there.
Yeah.
They can't. They're 0 for 3, 0 for 4 Ks, right? That's when the lights are the brightest. You got to show up, or that's it for you. You're not gonna ever make it, right?
If you remember last year, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, especially Dan Campbell, really didn't have a lot of good things to say about J-Mo. He'd say, oh, well, we're hoping he's putting in the time and blah, blah. He would always talk like that. But then at the end of last year, he would say he's really coming into his own. And the beginning of this year, he said, this kid has really developed so much over the offseason, and he is going to be big for us this year.
Yeah, it's
you start seeing Dan Campbell start to talk about him in a good way. So I'm hoping he's telling us the truth, because he don't have a good poker face. You know what Dan Campbell's saying.
I think Dan Campbell is 100% heart and just talks what makes sense. Like he'll never lie to you about it.
Right.
He will straight up tell you, I suck today. You suck today. You have to have that appreciation for someone that does it. That's the way I am with my business, right? I will tell you, you're the best. You're amazing. You were awful today. I'm sorry, but I'll let you know, you were garbage today. And then you have to have that appreciation. I'm sorry?
Do you tell your sandwich guys that?
Hey, whatever it takes, man. You don't make it the right way. I'm going to let you know about it.
You got a good staff down the block here.
They do a nice job, these guys. They do a great job.
Maz goes in there at least once a week.
Once a week. I always ask for you. I'm like, hey, where's Anthony? You're like,
he's lazy. He's Scrooge McDucking into money in the office, right? That's what I'm doing.
That's fantastic. Hey, speaking of somebody that tells somebody that they suck, Davante Adams telling Jimmy G that he sucks.
That hurt.
There's a lot of talk now, and at the American Century Championship, the celebrity golf over the weekend. It sounded like Aaron Rodgers was saying that he and Davante Adams are going to play together again.
Yeah, we played that cut last week,
and now all the talk today. Do we have the cuts, guys? Okay, first from Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky saying, absolutely, Davante Adams is going to be a member of the New York Jets. Here it is. God. Nope, never mind. Okay, so let me just summarize it.
We have it.
I know, but he says, hold on.
I know. Hold on.
So do you want to sit here? Do you want me to just sit here?
No. I didn't want you to skip over it. That's all.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I was telling Maz. Thanks, Maz. Okay.
My bad, Maz.
We'll just sit here in silence.
We'll go with it, guys. Davante Adams, listen, at some point, you're right. The Jets are going to go all in because they have 1-2 year window with Rodgers there, right? They have another good receiver. They have Breece Hall. They have Garrett Wilson. They're going to go all in and make it happen. And the Raiders are garbage, right? Offensively.
The point, if you have Aaron Rodgers, you have to win the Super Bowl, right? If you don't win the Super Bowl, if you don't get to the Super Bowl, it doesn't mean anything. Why wouldn't you acquire Davante Adams for a first-round pick? If you're the Raiders, you're not going to do anything.
Not a first-round pick.
Absolutely
Not a first-round pick.
You're all in or you're not all in?
Not a first-round pick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What? Football trades are weird. They are very odd. I don't really understand the value system of the NFL pick or trades, but
a number 2 is a lot. Believe it or not.
If I'm the Raiders, I have to have a number 1.
Exactly. You're paying his salary. The Raiders aren't going to be good or bad compared to what he's going to do for them. So the Jets take him off their hands. I'll give you a 3.
I don't think the salary, his salary is a difference maker for the Raiders. Yeah. They want to get picks back.
Right.
I think that the Jets are willing to go. They have to go all in for Aaron Rodgers and for Salah.
Right.
Salah's not sick. They don't win this year. He's gone.
He's not making that pick next year.
He might be one of our D coordinators when he comes back to Dearborn here, right?
He owns borrowed time.
Right. Here's Orlovsky earlier this morning.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I think Davante Adams plays for the Jets this season.
So the reason why I say that is this: have you watched Netflix, the receiver stuff? Have you seen it? Have you seen the frustration from Davante Adams? It's not that much better of a situation. One, the only reason it wouldn't happen, Greeny, is if he would feel bad about leaving Antonio Pierce, their new head coach. That's the only reason.
Antonio will be fine. He'll be fine.
Okay, but the loyalty of a competitor to a coach. One, the Raiders don't matter until they get a quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. So at some point, you got to try to go get a quarterback. Number two, if you're the Jets, why would you not? Cool. It's going to cost you you haven't won a Super Bowl ever, or in like 50-something years or something like that.
Yeah,
You've already
1969.
gone all in. You have to make this work. If you don't win the Super Bowl, this is going to be one of the more disappointing acquisitions and runs and wasted talented teams that we've seen in the NFL in many years. I think this is a done deal at some point.
I think it's a done deal. That's Dan Orlovsky earlier this morning on ESPN. I think it's a done deal. Why wouldn't you do this? Saleh, Rodgers, you're going all in, and the Raiders, you have nothing. You don't have a quarterback. You've got
don't have a running back.
You
No
don't have a
running
running
back
back. You play in a division with you are not only last in your division, you are last by a mile in your division. Kansas City, the Chargers now.
They're on the ups.
Sean Payton with Denver.
Yep.
The Antonio Pierce dynamic, fine, whatever. But
At that point, they might as well trade us Max and call it a
Please.
day.
Right.
Bring him home.
Right?
Eastern Michigan, baby.
Bring 'em
Eastern
home.
Michigan Eagle, baby.
oh my God,
that man
Give us
home.
Max. We'll give up a first. We'll call it a day.
Wow.
And we'll give up a.
Wouldn't that be
multiples.
something?
That'd be amazing.
I mean, if they trade Devontae, that's a possibility. That means it's over for them.
Right.
They know they got to rebuild everything. Why am I going to pay Max $100 million
Right.
if I'm getting rid of Devontae Adams and I have
He would want to come play
and
here.
they
wouldn't he?
got Mass
Yeah,
playing
he's
quarterback,
loves
right?
it.
Like
Right.
it doesn't matter.
Right. He'd want to come play here.
100%.
Yeah.
When he had his name, his name the field,
Yep.
the ceremony, I know he would play for the Lions
Yeah.
in 2 seconds. 2
That's
seconds.
The
awesome,
factory.
He's a Dan Campbell kind of guy.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
He's
a
to
Dan
the
Campbell
highest
to-
degree.
exactly.
To the highest
Please
degree.
don't tease us.
Hey, I just tell
Please.
how it is. That's why they pay me big bucks.
But
here.
here's the
That's
thing
right.
with Aaron Rodgers, man, and I pray. I'm a Jet guy. I pray that he could stay unscathed for the year.
He's not.
But he's damaged goods, man.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to be going to try to tackle the back of his legs? I'm just afraid of what's going to happen.
Can't play
Well,
scared.
Aaron, I know you can't play scared, but then there's no backup plan.
It's not.
No.
It's
I
over.
mean,
Sure.
And then
mean-
you're shipping all those number ones out for Davante Adams. He might as well be back with the Raiders.
but what you're paying Aaron Rodgers $43 million to do what? Throw screen passes to Garrett Wilson?
Right.
Very.
Right? I mean, you got to put someone else there, that someone he wants, that he trusts, that knows he's going to catch every ball that's thrown to him. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt.
Dude, that's 100% correct.
Right?
That's not even 90%
Like
correct.
Woody
That's
Johnson
100%
he's not here to play. He doesn't care about money. That's not his thing. He needs a championship. He needs a city to come out and win a game, right? Go get
So
Devontae
true.
Adams. Go get somebody, but Devontae makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.